Hi, I'm Larkin. In this class, we're going to focus on some really soothing somatic spiral movements, corkscrew type motions that are just really great to relax and renew. So this is a fantastic class if you're a complete beginner, you don't need any yoga experience. If you're a more advanced practitioner, you're still going to really enjoy this sequence because it just opens up the body in a really special way, trust me. So how we start is you really need a block. So if you're at home, you can always use a big, thick book. But if you have a block, I recommend we're going to place it between our heels. So just place the block between your heels, and I'll show what this looks like from the back as well. And if this position doesn't feel good for you, feel free to take any comfortable seat that works for you. But if you can, I encourage you to be here with me up on the block. So once you're here, just try to have the knees emanating directly from the hip socket so you're not spread out and you don't have the knees touching either. It's just a nice neutral position. From there, close your eyes, place the hands on the thigh bones. And just take a deep breath in, and deep breath out. So just give yourself a moment to fully arrive on your mat in this space, in this moment. Just let yourself drop in. And just notice where your breath is today. And then we're going to inhale together for a count of 3. So exhale all the air out. And then inhale for 3, filling the belly. 2, feel the rib cage expand left to right. 1, fill the collarbones with breath. Exhale out the mouth. Just let everything go. Again, inhale, belly fills with breath. Ribs expand left to right. Collarbones lift. Take in more air than you think you can. Exhale out the mouth. Last time, inhale, belly, ribs, collarbones. Breathe in way more than you think you can. Exhale all the way. Just let the spine kind of rebound. Again, inhaling, 3, fill the belly, 2, lungs move apart left to right, 3, collarbones lift. Think of space between the bones of your vertebra. Breathe in. Exhale this time, breathe out the nose. So just connecting with this long ujjayi breath. Again, 3, 2, 1, breathing in. Thinking of space between the bones of the vertebra. Exhale out the nose. Draw the navel up and in to keep any height or any length you found in the spine. Last time, really committing to filling up. 3 counts in. Maybe finding a pause at the top, spine long. Exhaling, drawing the navel down and back. Good, and then take your hands away from your knees a little closer to your groin. So just slide the hands closer to your hips. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, down, and back. Good, breathe in. And feel your sits bones rooting down into the block. Tailbone lengthening down towards the space of the block. Good, and then just exhale. You're just going to come into a child's pose. Keep the block exactly where it is. Don't change anything. Just reach the fingertips forward. And the head maybe will come to the ground. Maybe it won't. For today's intention, just come up onto the fingertips. You have tented fingers. And as you inhale, think of length in the spine. As you exhale, reroot, reground your sitting bones back and down into the block. Again, inhaling, just finding length, filling up, exhaling, really rooting, regrounding, sending sitting bones to block. Think of getting the low back wide and long. 2 more times. Good, and then just walk your hands over to the right. So staying in this child's pose with the block still underneath the sits bones, just walk the hands over to the right. Feel a nice side body stretch. So if you're looking at me, you're going to do the opposite direction of me, pending where you have your laptop or phone set up. So you're walking the hands over to the right, and then glue the left sits bones down into the block. So as you reach with the fingertips towards the right, feel this dynamic opposition of the left sitting bone grounding down and back into the block.
Should be a nice side body stretch. And then walk the hands all the way over to your right heel and your right outer hip. So you're going to just keep walking. You might find an interesting spot here. So your torso is coming upright. Press down through the palms and then really ground again, left sitting bone down and back. What's going to happen is we're going to merge into a side stretch. You're going to take the left arm up and over the ear and then really commit to pressing down through the right palm. So make sure that right palm has a really secure connection to the ground, fingers spread wide. Press down through the right palm, maybe look up. Big side stretch. Good. On your next exhale, you're going to lower the left shoulder down, come into a little contraction round the upper back. And then as you inhale, you're going to restack the shoulders, spiral the heart to the ceiling, look up. Good, so follow your own breath. Your exhale, kind of bow forward, round the upper back, let the left shoulder dip low. Your inhale, stack the shoulders, look up, open up. Last time, contracting, try to keep your eyes closed. Again, once you see what the movement is for reference, just really keep the eyes closed. Good, and open up. Nice. And then just lift both hands to the sky. Feel both sitting bones rooting down into the block. And then lower the left hand to the outside of the left hip. Reach the right arm up and over. Good. So again, we're really using the left hand. Firm connection down into the ground. It's almost as if you wanted to push yourself away from the floor. So press down through the left palm and begin stacking collarbones, stacking shoulders. Good, and then on your next exhale, same movement, round the right shoulder this time, down and forward, kind of bow forward, maybe dip the chin into the chest. Your inhale, restack the shoulders, open back up. Good, your out breath, contraction. Really root the right sitting bone down into the block. Your in-breath, open up, expand, stack the shoulders. Good, your out-breath, round, dip the right shoulder down. Pull the navel down and back, really root that right sitting bone down. See if you can find a nice stretch in the whole upper back. Your in-breath, restack, open up. Good. This next out-breath, you're going to take both hands back down to the ground. So we're just going to have made a huge circle. Reach the hands to the left. I'm feeling a huge stretch in my right shoulder blade right now. Really root the right sitting bone down as you reach the fingers to the left. See if you can activate that stretch, that opening in the right side of the low back. And then begin just walking the fingertips back up towards center at your own pace, pausing anywhere that feels good. Again, inhaling, thinking of lengthening the spine, visualizing space between the bones of your vertebra. Exhale, draw the sits bones down and back into the block. And then walk yourself back to center, keeping the head heavy. Press down through the hands. So use your hands to walk your torso up and keep the head really heavy. Nice. Come back to a seated position. Take the hands on the thigh bones. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out. You're just going to come onto all fours. So set the block aside for right now. You're going to stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. We're going to take 3 huge breaths. So line up your spine so it's parallel to the ceiling. Feel the sternum and the crown of the head reaching forward. Your tailbone lengthens back. Imagine you were squeezing that block in between your inner thighs so the navel gently lifts up and in. We're going to take 3 huge breaths. So inhale for a count of 3. 2, 1, just filling the torso up with breath, moving shoulders and hips apart from one another. Exhale all the way. Draw the navel up and in. Good, again, so not moving, spine is just parallel to the ceiling. Inhale for 3, belly, 2, ribs, collarbones. How much can you widen the shoulders and hips apart from one another? Exhale all the way. So really hear your breath. Inhale into the rectangle of your torso. Expand it apart with your breathing. Imagine it's a balloon. You want to pop it. Inhale too much. Bring in too much air. Exhale, let it go.
Good. On this next inhale, you can curl your toes under, send the heart forward and the collarbones back. Draw the navel up and in even as you arch forward. So even though we have the low back in an arch, the belly is not just dropping. You're still firming the navel up and in. Your out breath, firm the navel up and in even more as you draw chin into chest, tailbone lengthens towards the knees. Again, your in breath, up cat. Eyes closed, just rocking through this gentle movement. Exhale, down cat, going slow. Good, inhale, up cat. Exhale, down cat. Good, come back to your neutral spine. So find that neutral spine once again. Shoulder blades glide down the back powerfully. Curl the back toes under. You're just gonna lift the knees up. So all of a sudden you have a little bit of core work here. Exhale, full inhale. So try to keep the knees just lifted off the ground, just a micro inch for 3, 2. Good. On 1, you're just going to straighten the left leg. Keep the right knee bent as you push back into kind of a modified down dog. So just really press the left heel into the ground. Inhale, come back to all fours with the knees hovering if you can, and then extend the right heel back. Keep the left knee bent. And then press through the index finger knuckle, send your torso towards the left thigh bone. Big stretch for the right hamstring. Really press the heel down. Good. Do that once more. So inhaling, hovering. Extend the left leg. Send the torso towards the thighs. Good. Let the head go. Let the neck go. Inhale, hover. Exhale, extend the right leg. Nice. Inhale, hover. This time, extend both legs. So you're coming into your down dog position. Press down through all 10 fingers. Really make sure the fingers are spread as far apart as possible. And then if you're newer to the practice, you're really going to want to keep your knees bent here. Otherwise, your down dog might have you really rounding in the upper back. So okay to have the knees bent. And if this is too much, just come back to all fours. No big deal. Wherever you are, just send the torso towards the thigh bones. Take a big breath in. Exhale, ground down through the knuckles, through the hand. Good. Inhale, come back down onto all fours. We're going to take this into a lunge and a hip stretch. So how it's going to work is you're going to lift the right leg up and back. Good, and then exhale, knee to elbow. Good, inhale, take the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Just go slow. Good, inhale, up and back. Exhale, take the foot to the outside of the right hand, so knee to elbow, and then just let the foot come down. So you want the heel on the mat, but your toes off of the mat. The next thing is you want to take the left hand all the way to the wood outside of your mat, and then take your right hand to the thigh bone, spiral that thigh bone open and come into a twist. So really make sure you grab hold of the meat of the thigh bone and really twist and spiral it open. Take 2 big breaths. Back left knee is on the ground, left toes and feet are relaxed. And then take the right hand up by the right ear. Reach the fingertips towards the upper left corner of the room. Good, so right bicep by right ear. And then we're going to do that same motion. So I invite you to just drop the right shoulder. Come into that contraction. And then as you inhale, to just open back up, stacking the shoulders. Good. Your exhale, find a little bit of contraction, round, maybe take chin into chest. You can bow down really low if it feels good. Inhale, reopen, maybe sink the pelvis forward a little bit more. Good. Exhale, round. Inhale, come back up. Good, and then just one more time on your own if it feels right.
coming down, and then just exploring, restacking the shoulders on your way back up. Good, and then just take both hands to the inside of the right foot. This is lizard pose. It's always a good idea to pad your back knee, so you can always fold your mat over and pad the back of the knee or place a pillow behind the knee. You may want to block here. Just wherever you need to be, just be in lizard pose. We're just going to rock side to side. Let's take a few deep breaths. Good. And then step that right foot back. We'll take 2 cat-cows on your own time. So inhale, up cat. Exhale, down cat. 2 more. Inhale, your up cat. Exhale, down cat round. Tailbone lengthens towards the knees. Good, and then inhale, find your neutral cat. Lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to elbow. Good, inhale, take it up and back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Best you can. Good, inhale, take it up and back. This time, knee to elbow, hold, hover. And then place the left foot down, toes spiraled out. So heel is on the mat, toes are off the mat. And then take the right hand to the wood this time so you have a nice wide base. And take the left hand to the left quad. Really grab hold of the thigh and spin it open towards the ceiling. Look up. Let the pelvis get heavy and just fall into this lunge. Huge breath in, 3 counts. Exhale completely. Take the left hand over the ear, reach towards the upper right corner of the room, draw the shoulder blades down and back, and then beginning our movement. So your exhale, left shoulder dips down. Take it as low or not low as you want, and then inhale, restack the shoulders, open the heart. Again, exhale, contracting. Rounding the upper body. Inhale. So it's kind of like you're just corkscrewing, sinking into this lunge twist. Good. Exhale. And inhale, restack the shoulders, restack the collarbones, pelvis heavy. Good. Last time. Good, and then take both hands to the inside of the left foot for your lizard pose. Again, okay to have the hands up on a block. And maybe just rock a little forward and back and side to side. Just feel what's going on. Good, and then come back to all fours. We'll just rinse out the shoulders by taking puppy pose. So just walk the hands forward. The seat's going to stay directly over the knees. Forehead to the mat. Spread all 10 fingers apart. Press down through the index finger knuckle. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. So you should feel a stretch around the shoulders and the armpit. Again, your seat is right above the knees, so it hasn't sunk back. And your palms are reaching forward. Forehead is reaching towards the ground or touching the ground. Inhale, really fill up. Breathe into the space of the shoulder girdle. 3 counts here. Exhale all the way. Good, and then walk yourself back up really mindfully and just come to a seated position. So if you're newer or have less range of motion, you're going to want to put a huge cushion. Get some pillows from your bed and place them underneath your seat so you're sitting up nice and high. Otherwise, you can sit right on your mat, and we're going to come into a pretty deep stretch. So best you can, you want to take the ankle on top of the knee. So we're going to start taking the left ankle on top of the right knee. So left ankle on top of right knee. And for you, this may look like this, right? And that's fine. It's not a big deal. So wherever you are, again, sitting up on a lot of pillows is going to help you. Just press down onto either sides of the hips. Inhale. Take a deep breath in, lift the chest. Good, and then exhale, begin to just tilt forward. So for most of us, this will be a really intense hip stretch on the left side. So again, please prop yourself up on pillows if you're newer to the practice. And if you're not leaning forward very much, know that that's completely normal. If your knee is kind of pointing up towards the sky, totally normal. Just lean forward a little bit and know that we're looking for a stretch on the left side of the hip. If you're a more advanced practitioner, really make sure that the ankle is off the knee. So the left ankle is really overhanging the knee. I see a lot of students with the foot over here. The maximum stretch is with the ankle overhanging the knee. Breathe in. Exhale completely. If you're folded over to the point that you can take the hands in front of you, please do, and then press down into the hands to root your sits bones down and back. So use pressing into the hands in front of you to send the energy back into the hips. Good. Send your breath into the area of the hips. And then just begin to walk your hands over to the right. So same thing we did before. Just walk your hands over to the right. And then walk them over to the right so much that they're on the outside of the right hip. Again, you might find some interesting stuff going on here. If you pause and press through the palms, begin lowering the left shoulder. And then think of rooting that left sits bone down and back. And then eventually the left arm is going to rise. We're going to find ourselves in that same side bend in this different architecture with the lower body. And breathe into the left side of the hip. Root the left sitting bone down. For 3, 2. Good. 1. Lower the left hand to the outside of the right hip. And then just begin to slowly walk the hands back to center. Once you're back in center, just take a moment to hang out. Once again, press through the palms, press through the knuckles, shift your weight and your energy back into the sits bones. Think of the hips widening down and back. So sometimes we just want to stretch by leaning forward more and feeling more of a burn. See if you can resist that and again, go back and down into the sensation. Good, then walk your hands backwards. And come back to a seat. Good. Bring your legs out in front of you. Just shake them out. And we'll take the other side. So this time, left shin is underneath and right ankle is going to go over the left knee. Again, you may be here. Encourage you to be up on cushions. Press down on either side of the hips so you can make sure you're nice, long, and tall. Inhale, breathe in. Tailbone to crown of head. Nice, and then exhale, tilt forward. You may not tilt forward very far, it's okay. And if you can bring the hands in front of you, do, and begin that same exercise of pressing down through the hands, down through the fingers to send the energy back into the hips. And then slowly begin walking the hands to the left. No rush. Right away, the moment you move the hands to the left, root and ground the right sitting bone down. Walk the hands to the outside of the hip. And this time, press down through the left hand as you reach the right arm up and over. Big side stretch. Pin the right hip down, look up. Send your breath into the right hip, really pin it down. Good, and then roll the right shoulder down, hands to the outside of the left hip, and then begin slowly walking it back to center. And take 2 deep breaths in center. Again, pressing through the palms to send energy back and down into the hips. And then walk yourself up. Head is the last thing to come up. Good. Once again, just shake out the legs. And just come to a simple cross-legged seat. And take a deep breath in. Good. And exhale completely. If you enjoyed this quick sequence, hit the like button. Make sure to leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Jump over to brettlarkin.com for more yoga classes that aren't on YouTube and my free Yoga for Abs class. Thanks so much for practicing with me, from my heart to yours. Namaste.